Hello and welcome back to the Calculator Review, hosted on Caliquin.com. Today I have a nice vintage calculator, the Sterling number 565 automatic adding machine. This comes to us from the year 1957. This is a completely mechanical calculator. It uses no batteries, and well, I guess I'll show it to you. So this is made of plastic, and it's a very, very strong plastic. This doesn't really have any kind of give to it. I'm sure with enough effort I could probably snap it in half, but I wouldn't do that for obvious reasons. It comes with a stylus, this little thing. It's also made of plastic, and it's got a little hole here to hold it, so this is meant to just kind of sit on a desk and always be ready for use. So I've got it set to zeros. It has ones, tens, hundreds, and thousands. But I mean, you can substitute this for like say 0.1 or 0.1, 0.9, and then this is the ones. You don't actually have to follow what it's saying. You can use it basically however you want. So to operate it, we'll do some simple addition. So let's take the number 65. So what you do is you take the number that's here, and then you just go all the way to the end, and it'll display it for you. Actually, let's make this number a little bigger. Let's go 7. Oh, okay. Let's go with 765 plus, I don't know, 482. So I would start with. It doesn't really matter where you start, but so let's go 482, and the answer is 1,247. So kind of neat. Unfortunately, this thing does not have a way to reset itself. I do have similar devices, and some that I've shown that have some sort of reset function where you can pull on something or do some kind of motion to put everything back to zero. This one does not have that, so in order to do it, we'll have to, what would be the easiest way? So bring that to zero. I guess going, yeah, so you just, whatever number's on the screen, you just take that and then all the way up to there, but you gotta be careful you don't. So then, nope. My apologies for this. Okay, now we're back to zero. As you can see, it can add, but it's also capable of subtracting, and that's done just slightly differently. So let's just take the number 432, for example, and subtract, I don't know, 398. So what you do to subtract, and it even says up here, use the small numbers, and then you dial it to the left. So what would I say, 398? So 390 and 8. And that gives us the answer of 34. So this is only capable of addition and subtraction, like a lot of devices like this. I have seen a few that sort of do multiplication. It requires a little bit of logic on your own part, so it's not completely automatic the way the adding and subtracting is, but it's still pretty cool. But I'm not talking about those devices right now. Anyway, so taking a look at the back, you can actually see Sterling. It's actually Sterling Plastics, number 565, made in the USA, and U.S. and foreign patent pending. So yeah, so the patent did come out in 1957, but from what I think I found, this device was actually released sometime around 1960. The reason I'm not entirely sure about that is the device that was released in 1960 is slightly different. It actually has a few more of these circle dealies. One for decimals, and then I think it goes up to the 10,000s. I could be wrong about that, but the decimal is in green. So it's slightly different, but the process and how it works is identical. So all it is once this reaches 9 and then passes on to 10, it simply pushes this up 1. So very, very simple mechanics. I wish I could show here. I would love to get on the inside of this thing, but that would totally destroy it. It's glued together, unfortunately, so there's no way to get into this without ruining it. But I'm going to do something just a little bit different here, and take my lamp, and you can kind of see what's going on here. It's just a bunch of gears and levers, so that kind of gives an idea of how this thing works. So it is neat that they use such a light-colored plastic that you can actually see through it. I really like that, and I really like this device. It's got a very nice vintage look to it. The plastic has held up remarkably well, considering this is well, what year is it now? Well, we can do some math here. So again, it would be, so current year is 2019, so 2019 minus 1957, so 1 9 5 7. So 67 years old, give or take a couple. So, or actually take a couple. It might be only like 64, 63 years old, but still, it's a pretty old calculator, and it's still in great shape. I'm pretty pleased with it. Oh, so this is nowhere in the instructions, but if you look really close at these, the 0 is actually not red. So if you need to bring it to 0, it's actually really simple. So whatever, you just take this and then go. Oh, kind of cool, but nowhere in the package does it say how to reset it. Like, all I've got to go on is what this has and a couple things I found online. There's not a whole lot of information about this device, which is a shame, because I mean it's such a simple, elegant design. I mean, it's withstood the test of time, and the ones I've seen on eBay have been in very, very nice shape. I got this one for $8, and I've seen others for roughly the same price, and they all look fantastic. Like, they're not overly scratched up. I mean, you can see a couple blemishes here and there, but for the most part, I have no complaints. So anyway, so yeah, that's the. It's kind of hard to say what the actual name of this thing is, because we got a lot of. That's kind of funny, actually. So on the bottom of this, it says, if we can. This is where I get the number 565, and I apologize for the. I guess if I bring my hands up, there we go. Well, you might have seen that for just a moment, but anyway, so it says Sterling number 565 automatic adding machine. Then here is just the Sterling Add It automatic adding machine. And then on the device itself, the Sterling Dial-O-Matic trademark automatic adding machine. So I don't really know what the official name of this device is, because we got a lot of mixed messages here. But I'm just going to call it the Sterling number 565 automatic adding machine, because that's what it says on the side, and I just picked that. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you enjoyed seeing a very, very old calculator still working wonderfully. Anyway, have a great weekend. Bye!